which leads us to point number 3. Repeat after me to your neighbor. It's up to you, to enlarge who you really are. You see, uncommon lives require uncommon effort and uncommon sacrifice. Reaching your goals requires a heightened commitment, and yet the rewards are far greater than you may have ever imagined. I would guess that if you pulled our seniors to the side and asked them what the last few years have been like in their lives, you would hear some stories about some ups and some downs, some challenges and some triumphs. And yet at the same time, we have a responsibility to continue to persevere. It means you can't get locked into one way of being. You must constantly grow and stretch in order to maximize who you were designed, ordained, and destined to be. In my own life, I marvel at the things that begin to happen. This will come as somewhat of a surprise to some of my colleagues. There are 2 things that happened in my own life this year that stretched me beyond what I ever anticipated, and both things came after a season of great preparation. The first is that in August of this year, I was ordained in ministry. Never saw it coming. God has a great sense of humor because it wouldn't have been my choice, and yet we all have a responsibility to be who we were created to be. The other thing that happened is I had an opportunity to be a part of a radio show, and I marvel at the things that come my way, but again, there's an expression that says success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Audre Lorde put it this way: when I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in service of my vision, then it becomes less and less important whether I am afraid. Or we can look to Oprah Winfrey. She said, every time you suppress some part of yourself or allow others to play you small, you are in essence ignoring the owner's manual your creator gave you and destroying your own design. You see, many people don't want to experience the challenges and the pain inherent in the preparation process, and I'm included in that. And yet I need each of our seniors to know that it is critical for you to continue pushing through, not just as you move through the senior experience, move through graduation, but even everything that you have articulated as a goal beyond you. Let's talk for just a moment about why your success matters. In a word, perseverance is the ability to persist in the task at hand despite obstacles. It's a long-term mindset. It's a willingness to experience delayed gratification. It's a commitment that means you have a success at all costs mentality. Some might ask, how do I develop a success at all costs mentality? And I have just 3 ideas on that for you. Again, connect with positive people who will hold you accountable for the things you've committed to do. Secondly, create constant physical reminders of your goal. When I was in my master's program, I knew from the time I was a little girl that I wanted to be Dr. Kenya Ayers one day. And I had a sign, I had a really cheap, it was really seedy kind of apartment, really cheap apartment, and on the back of the door I had a sign that said Dr. Kenya Ayers. And I would look at that every day that I walked out the door and got into my hoopty and drove up the street and had no money, but I kept that goal in front of me. And so I want to encourage you guys to have physical reminders of the goals that you've set. Also, you need to understand the value of what you're doing academically and acknowledge that your success impacts other people besides yourselves. It matters that you move forward, not just to you, not just to your families, but your success becomes a beacon of light to others who will soon walk the path behind you and other people who may never have the opportunity that you have in your hands right now. You also need to know that your future success only serves to discount and discredit your critics. And finally, you never know who is watching and what they are seeing as a role model in you. So tonight, we pause to honor our seniors, and I want to do something just a little bit different with them. I want to remind them that there's a notion that says some people dream of worthy accomplishments and others stay awake to do them. Thank you for staying awake, for doing the hard work, for persevering. And so I want to ask the audience to help me with something, and we need just a little bit of practice in order to do this. So again, our topic for tonight is up to you. And so what I want to do is I'm going to do this, and I'm going to ask you to say, it's up to you. Okay, let's practice. It's up to you. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask each senior to stand, and we will, it's up to you, okay? Mark Dion Alexander.
It's up to you.
Mike Alexander.
It's up to you.
Ashley Berry.
It's up to you.
Ebony Daniel.
It's up to you.
Ernest Estes.
It's up to you.
LaKendra Evans.
It's up to you.
Jeffrey Blende.
It's up to you.
Daryl Mayfield.
It's up to you.
Sydney McGee. Sydney's out here. Melvern Mills.
It's up to you.
Ucheche Okeke.
It's up to you.
Karima Simon.
It's up to you.
Kenneth Sutton Jr.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
Stephanie Ward.
It's up to you.
Jerome Woods.
It's up to you.
And before you're seated, just take a look at me for just a second. I need each and every one of you to know how very proud we all are of you, of your accomplishments. And I want to remind you that it's up to you to leverage what you've been given to go on to make a difference in the world. I need you to go forth and to conquer and to make us proud.
It's up to you.